morning. I'm going to call to order the KPPA Ad Hoc Regulations Committee for September 16th, and we're going to begin with an opening video teleconference statement.
This is a special called meeting of the Ad Hoc Regulations Committee of the Kentucky Public Pensions Authority. This meeting is being broadcast via video teleconference pursuant to Kentucky Revised Statutes, Section 61.826, and may be viewed by the public at the Kentucky Public Pensions Authority offices at 1260 Louisville Road, Frankfort, Kentucky. It is also being broadcast to the public via Facebook. If you are speaking and are not appearing by video, please identify yourself before talking. Please ensure that you are on camera when making or seconding a motion or casting a vote. In the event the video or audio broadcast is interrupted, we will attempt to reestablish a connection. If a connection cannot be reestablished within 30 minutes, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled to another date.
You roll call.
Yes, sir. Mr. Piercy,
Here.
Mr. Cheatham,
Here.
and Ms. Hampton.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a quorum. Any public comment?
No, sir, no public comment today.
Okay, approval of minutes from our March 6th meeting. I'll seek a motion.
I make a motion minutes be accepted as presented.
And I wasn't at that meeting. Can I officially second it or?
Yes.
Okay, second.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. And we are up to the Administrative Regulation 105 KAR 1445, and we have Kristen and Carol both listed.
Good morning. And Carol, unless you want to start, I can jump in and then let you handle it at the end if they have questions.
Go ahead, Kristen.
Okay. So after the CERS election, Mr. Barrow asked that me and a few other staff members look over this regulation and see if it properly reflected the staff process. And if not, to make some recommendations. So that's what we've done. We've gone through it. We made a few recommendations. We found that it was mostly in line with how the process is working. We did have a few minor tweaks that we made. The biggest changes were to the dates. So the dates that were in this regulation are not set by statute. They had just been put into the regulation. And I think when they were first put in, it probably worked really well, but with how things are going now, it turned out there was a really tight deadline on staff for several items. It just made it difficult to hit some of those deadlines. So we've made some adjustments to that just to give us a little more breathing room for the election process. So I think those are the biggest changes that you'll see. But if there were any questions about anything specific, happy to help answer those.
Not have any questions, Lynn or Lyle? None? Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay, I'll seek a motion to approve Regulation 105 KAR 1445 as presented regarding trustee elections and forward it to the full KPPA board for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And the motion is adopted. Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you, and I know staff will appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay, Administrative Regulation 105 KAR 1020.
1020 is a regulation relating to reciprocal programs. This is governs reciprocity with teachers and with legislative and judicial retirement programs. The legislature adopted a requirement, I think it was in 2017, 2018, that agencies have to review each regulation every 7 years and certify to the legislature that it remains up to date or notify them of any changes. So this regulation was certified in 2019, and so it's now coming up and would otherwise expire if we did not certify it or update it. So this reflects all the changes to the statute since 2019. and updates the material incorporated by reference. I'm happy to answer any questions, but otherwise, it's being implemented as written.
Questions or discussion? If not, I will seek a motion to approve Regulation 105 KAR 1020 as presented regarding the reciprocal program between CERS, KERS, SPRS, TRS, JRP, and LRP and forward it to the full KPPA board for approval.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And the motion is adopted. Now we have Administrative Regulation 105 KAR 1150 on installment purchase procedures.
This regulation governs installment purchases of service purchase. So when a member wants to purchase service, they have the option of either paying it in full, either through a rollover or in cash, or through a installment purchase through payroll withdrawals and payroll deductions. So this governs the procedure for that, updates it. It also is being implemented as written, so there's not going to be any real changes there, but it has been updated to comply with 13A as well.
Okay, questions or discussions on this particular KAR? If not, seek a motion to approve 105 KAR 150 as presented regarding installment purchase procedures and forward it to the full KPPA board for approval.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that motion is adopted. Our next one is 105 KAR 1300 on the determination of service credit for classified employees.
Classified employees or school district employees. This primarily affects CERS members. And this regulation also was due to expire if not reviewed and certified. And so this updates Kentucky retirement systems to reflect Kentucky Public Pensions Authority and other House Bill 484 separation references as and otherwise is being implemented as written.
Questions or discussion? And if not, let's see, this is 300, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is there a motion to approve Regulation 105 KAR 1300 as presented regarding the determination of service credit for classified employees and forward to the full KPPA board for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that motion is adopted. Our next one is 105 KAR 1340 on rollovers and transfers of contributions and other plans.
Again, this was a regulation that was due to expire if not certified or amended. This also had not been updated since the House Bill 484 separation, and otherwise is so really there haven't been a whole lot of changes to IRS requirements. So this has the changes here are primarily technical.
Questions or discussion?
Yes, I do have a question. All of these are 7 years old, right? And how old is KPPA?
KPPA was April 1st of 2021.
Okay, so I'm just curious as to how come these weren't just sort of broad brush approved so that the 7 years would start again in 21? Do you know? Probably a Michael question.
I could probably speak to that. Michael wasn't
Okay.
here when the original change
Okay.
happened. There was a lot going on when the change happened. We had to get policies in place for the boards. We had to do everything else. And since the actual body or the main part of this didn't change, the what to do didn't change, it was just, put on the list of when things, when it arrives, when we can get to it, we will do it. There was just a lot more going on with the 2021 split that needed to happen. I think in 2022 or 2023, there was like 82 board and committee meetings, during that year. And so staff was doing a lot more than just updating the regulations.
Okay. So at the same time, we're approving the 7 years, we're also changing the title to be KPPA. Is that right?
Correct. All the changes that the strikeouts that came in here, we're trying to, we're filing it so that it doesn't expire. And then we're making the changes that are needed with the name and KPPA.
Okay. Thanks.
Anything else on this particular KAR?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion is adopted. And now we're up to 105 KAR 1350 on the collection of account under $1,000 by next of kin.
This regulation allows, the KRS 61703 allows the next of kin of a member who's died to collect an account balance of up to $1,000 without going through formal estate processes. So this regulation 2 was set to expire. There is a substantive change. We've increased the maximum gross estate balance, that's the total assets of the estate, to reflect current Kentucky law or the state in which the member was domiciled, so that this will allow more members families to take advantage of the informal process.
Questions or comments? If not, seek a motion to approve 105 KAR 1350 as presented regarding the collection of accounts under $1,000 by next of kin and forward it to the KPPA board for approval.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that motion is adopted. And now we're up to number 12, which are the 2 regulations that are due a 7-year certification to LRC, which are 1320 and 1345.
And unlike the regulations we've had previously where changes needed to be made, these 2 regulations do not require any changes and can be certified to LRC as current. And so there's a letter in your materials reflecting that for those 2 regulations.
We also have 2 technical amendments to 345, which we've already talked to Legislative Research Commission about. It's 2 simple changes. There was a letter, the letter A with parens, that was inadvertently left out in section 2.1b, and in section 2.4b, it says distribute instead of distributee. And so we're going to ask that those 2 technical changes be made.
And LRC's already said that those would qualify as technical.
Right.
amendments.
Questions or discussions? If not, I will seek a motion to approve 105 1320 and 105 1345 as presented to certify that they remain in effect without amendment.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And that motion is adopted. So that's the end of the KARs, and then we have an upcoming regulations overview with Nathan.
Really, as we've been talking about, as we've gone through the regulations on for today, we have all these regulations that require review. So there's a total of 44 active regulations on file with LRC. 15 of those are set to expire between now and June of next year. So this committee might want to eat its Wheaties for the next few meetings and be prepared to for heavy agendas as we bring final reviews in advance of the December KPPA board meeting and again in March or April. I don't know if this committee wants to go ahead and schedule a November meeting or have Sherry schedule that later. But we will have work for this committee to do before each board meeting. There was a statutory change this legislative session that will affect the process after these regulations receive board approval. House Bill 6 changed the procedure, and now the governor has to certify, in addition to the board, that all of these regulations meet at least one of 6 criteria. This was an attempt to rein in regulatory practices across state government, and KPPA was listed as one of the agencies to whom this applied. So all of our regulations now have to go to the governor's office for his certification. However, the governor is challenging the constitutionality of that statute, so we're kind of in the middle of the legislature and the governor on this, and we will work with both of them to meet our statutory obligations.
Nathan, can you explain to me what they tried to eliminate? Is it just regulations itself, or?
By and large, that instead of having to certify, that it wasn't going to be it, now they have it's a very narrow. You don't have the authority to issue regulations unless these criteria are met. And one of those is that it not have a major economic impact. So what they're really trying to do is modeled on national efforts to rein in federal regulations. And so, that there's a, kind of a doctrine the U.S. Supreme Court has adopted called the major questions doctrine, where the major issues, the legislature is assumed to have, if it was going to have a big impact, the legislature would have addressed it and not relied on an agency issuing regulations.
Okay.
For Kentucky's purposes, major economic impact is anything over $500,000, and none of our regulations are going to have a major economic impact.
Thank you.
Is that it, Nathan?
That's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. We have completed
Mr.
a
Chair.
14 item.
Mr. Chair,
Boy,
can
somebody-
I
go
add a
ahead.
comment?
Sure, of course. Yeah, go ahead, Aaron. Can you hear me?
Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear you. I just wanted to add on to Ms. Hampton's earlier question about the creation of KPPA and the regulations. Sorry, it had been a while since I have looked at House Bill 484, so I wanted to make sure my memory was correct. But there was actually non-codified language in House Bill 484 that said the regulations that were in effect prior to April 1st, 2021 shall continue to apply after April 1, 2021 and shall not be reversed. So that was actual language in the bill that allowed those to continue to be in effect. And as Vicki stated, prioritization of work as those expired, we decided to update those at that time or for any other business reason.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think I read, Nathan, that the statute requiring that 7-year review was just passed in like 2017, right? So some of
Right.
these, yeah, so some of these are just coming up for the first time. And since they were continued over when KPPA was established, this is just the first time they get reviewed.
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right, anything else?
That's all.
If
I
not,
have.
Oh, did you say we only have 45 regulations? Did I
That
hear
is-
that number?
That is the number of active regulations. Yes, ma'am.
So we reviewed 10% of them today, right?
That I will
About
leave
right.
I will leave the math to the profession.
Yeah, well, I didn't use my calculator, so.
Okay, anything else?
Back to you, Keith.
Okay, we have completed our agenda, so I'm going to adjourn us for the day. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Keith, you
Thank
promised
you.
us a public statement.
I'm sorry?
I thought you promised us your very own public statement.
No, that was a joke.
Okay,